Is Emily going to be able to join us?
Yes.
Is Emily there now?
Yeah, she is.
Hey, Emily, how are you? This is Mark Boersma.
Hello, Mark. I am
Very
doing
nice.
fine.
Good. Very nice to meet you. Can you guys both hear me?
Yeah, we can. Yep. Can you
Good.
hear us?
I can. Yeah, I can.
Okay, perfect.
So, congratulations on doing such a great job on your business X-ray, Stephen. You don't get to see too many of these, but I get to see them on a regular basis, and you did a great job. So, great work on that.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Um, I tend to talk really fast, and if it seems like we're going over a lot of information in a short period of time, the reason it seems that way is because we are. No worries though. You can ask questions, and Emily, it's important if you have questions or you don't understand what I'm saying or something. Emily, it's important that you can interrupt at any time and say, "Hey, Mark, can you give me an example, or can you help me out with that?" Or you guys are free to interrupt at any time,
All right. Okay.
and then you guys are free to go ahead and like after the business X-ray, you guys have any questions? You don't have to understand. You won't understand everything today. You'll understand because there's a bunch of new stuff that you're going to experience, and that's okay. So it's overwhelmed, but it's overwhelmed in a good way, in a positive way.
Sure.
Okay. Do either of you have any questions before we dive in?
No, I don't think so.
Emily, any questions you have?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. All right. So, Stephen, you have the packet right, and with numbering from 1 to 5 in the upper right hand corner.
1 to 5. Yeah, got it.
Okay. So let's take a look at number 1. We'll be mostly looking at that today. We'll also we may reference some of the others and some of 5, but let's take a look at number 1. That's the output from the business X-ray. And let's take a look at the upper right-hand side where it says phase 2, and it's 5 point almost 7 million with 36,000 a week. Do you see that there?
Correct. Yep.
Okay. So congratulations on that number. That's an awesome number. Sometimes people are like, Mark, that's how much money I'm losing. Why are you congratulating me on that? So what shows us, Stephen and Emily, is that you have a lot of pent-up potential in your business that's not being fully tapped, meaning your business could do a lot more if it either had better systems or utilizing them better. If you had systems in place, then you could go ahead and your business has a lot of pent up potential that's not being fully tapped. Does that make sense?
It does. Is that number? Can I understand that number better?
You can try. It's a combination of a whole bunch of different things. Like, how many questions you answered. So there's an
Sure.
algorithm, there's mathematical calculations that go on underneath everything, and it calculates all of the information. Now, maybe it's 36,000 a week, or maybe it's 40,000 a week, or maybe it's 25,000 a week. It's not a precise number. It's taking a look at your past history, and then it's also taking a look at your potential too.
Sure. Okay.
So if we go down to phase 3, halfway
Yep.
down on phase 3, you'll see the number $652 an hour. So not worth per hour in the black box there, $652 an hour. Do you see that number?
Yeah. Yep.
So, Stephen, did you know that you were worth $652 an hour?
I did not.
Yeah, see? Look at that. You're learning lots today. And so you want to print this off, circle it, and if anybody wastes your time, Stephen, you point to it and say, hey, don't waste my time. I'm worth $652 an hour. Now, what we do know, Stephen, is that there are things you're doing right now that are probably not worth $652 an hour. Would you agree with that?
Yeah. Yep.
So from this point going forward, we need to eliminate, eradicate, totally wipe out everything that's not worth $652 an hour. Doesn't mean it doesn't need to be done. It just means you shouldn't be doing it.
Okay.
So what this is showing us overall, the big picture, is a lot of the reason for your success in your business is because you work really hard, Stephen, and you're good at what you do.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong with working hard, Stephen, or being good at what you do. The only problem with that is you'll end up owning a job rather than owning a company. Do you ever feel like you own a job rather than a company?
Yeah. Yep.
Emily, do you ever feel like your husband owns a job rather than a company?
Well, he had more time investing into the business anyway.
Yeah, right. And sometimes you maybe and the kids, whether it's an employee that you've had in the past that hasn't worked out so well, or customers that take advantage of Stephen at time. And often, Emily, you and the kids are the one that kind of take it on the chin. You guys are the ones that have to put up, which is not fair. Stephen doesn't want that to happen, but it's hard as a business owner. It's hard as a business owner's wife to go ahead and how is he supposed to respond and how are you supposed to respond? It just puts you both in a hard situation. Does that make sense, Emily?
Yes.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Stephen, there are 6 ways you can get any work done. One is do the work yourself. The other is if you look to the phase 4, on the left-hand side of phase 4, it's small print, but I can tell you what it says. It's the 5 time management freedom fighters. And so it's delegate, systematize, contract out, hire someone, or partner with someone. Do you see those 5 time management freedom fighters, Stephen?
Yeah. Yep.
And so what we want to do, so if you were to take the next step, often after the business X-ray, people go into a program called Action Vision. It's helping you discover your life vision, what God's put you on this planet for, and creating a vision for your company. And then being able to put actions, a plan together with tools and systems. And so in that coaching program, we work really heavy with you on how to go ahead and how do you better delegate? How do you hire the right people? How do you onboard them, train them, manage them? So you don't end up paying more money out, making less money overall, and actually ending up working longer hours, which is often what the case is if we don't have the systems to bring on and hire employees properly. Does that make sense, Stephen?
Yeah, it does. Yep.
Yeah. So in being able to do that, delegate, systematize, contract out, hire someone, or partner with someone, you can do any one of those or all 5 of those. And that will not only help you, get you to, 300,000, but it'll actually as well, if not more important, get you from 60 hours down to 50 hours. Now, Emily, Stephen had said that he thought he was working on average maybe 60 hours a week, and he'd like to work 50 hours a week. Emily, are you okay with him working 50 hours a week, or would you like him to work less, or what would you like?
Well, less would be better. 50 hours, yeah, better than 60 hours, definitely. But
all right, well, that shows that there's a good marriage there. Sometimes wives will say, "Oh no, my husband can work more hours." I'm like, "Ooh, that's not a good." No, no, that's sometimes true actually. So that's good that you want him around the house more. That means he's being a great husband and a great father. So that's a good thing. So what it's showing us is on your subconscious, Stephen, your subconscious knows that your business has the capability of getting to 300,000. And subconsciously you could get down to 50 hours a week. If you wanted to get it lower to 40 or whatever you want to do. So, Emily, I own 9 companies and I have an extra 20 or 30 hours, 30 plus hours a week of free time. So I have so much free time that my wife and 7 kids, sometimes they'll say to me, "Hey, Dad, you got way too much free time on your hand." And the truth is I do. But it's based on the systems, understanding how I think, how I've learned to think in business, and how I've learned to put systems in place as business owners, when we put systems in place, it helps us to ensure that we don't own a job, but we really do own a company. Make sense, Stephen?
Yeah.
Cool. If you look at phase 3, the top number on phase 3 on the right-hand side is 867,000. Your business could be worth more or less than that, but that's kind of what it's estimating that it would be worth if you were to sell it and continue to work for your business. But you probably don't want to sell your business and work for the new business owner. How much is your business worth without you? And that's 134,000. So of that roughly 867,000, you're worth roughly 730,000, which is great for our ego, Stephen, but not so great for our business, if that makes sense.
Sure.
So in 3 years, if you built it based on systems, your business could be worth 1.12 million without you. Makes sense?
Without me.
Yeah, without you.
Okay.
And so what systems are needed? Well, if we go down to the gray box right below the 652, you'll see a gray box, and it shows, some of the key information that was asked. And your biggest challenge in getting to where you want to go, you thought, was hiring. So there are systems that can be designed, architected, and engineered that will help you find the best people and then help develop them into the best team members, best employees that then will help you to own a company rather than a job. Make sense?
Yep.
Cool. If you go to phase 3, phase 2 rather, upper part of phase or lower part of phase 2, you'll see 7 systems there. Do you see 7 systems?
Yeah.
Cool. And I've got Nora and Becky are both on today too, so they can help with the follow-up. There are specific things that Stephen or Emily, if you guys have questions on it, they're both there to help you guys and assist you guys as well. They're both on as well. When I'm on, they're really quiet, but when I'm not around, they're very talkative. So anyways, good to have Becky and Nora on. Thanks for being on today. In the 7 systems in phase 2, there's 4 questions that people often ask that are really good questions. And the first question people ask is they'll say, Mark, which of these 7 systems, I can see I need all 7, but where do I get started? And it depends on the individual. That's why we do the X-ray. Often it's going to be number 2, though. Why is that? Business planning and coaching. The reason for that is it's just like building a house. If you set out to build a house and you don't have good architectural plans, you're probably going to have not a very good house. Same thing is true in business. Business is actually far more complex to build a business than it is to go ahead and build a house. So having a business plan and coaching to make sure that, like, there's so many things in business that, we're never taught, like we don't know. And so if we have to experience all these things on our own, it takes us literally more than 10 years to go ahead and gain what we could be if we had help in one. There's a couple that went ahead and a few years back, they did the business X-ray, and then they went and moved forward on Action Vision. And about 6 months into the Action Vision coaching, the wife and I and the husband were talking, and the wife said, Mark, it's interesting. We've owned our company for 24 years, and we've accomplished more in the last 6 months than we have in the last 24 years. And what's weird, she said, what's really strange is we're actually working less than we have in the previous 23 years. So they accomplished more, but they ended up working less based on how Action Vision, how the systems and tools and how we help people learn to think in a very different way. Does that make sense, Emily?
Yes.
Yeah, nice. Okay, cool. The second question people ask is they say, Mark, how do I build all 7 of these systems if we don't have a lot of extra time and money? And that's a really good question. So what you do is you get the first system, whichever one that one's going to be, get that up and going and get it helping you to save time and make money. Take as much of that time as possible and as much of that money and invest it into the second system. Once you get 1 and 2 up and going, invest it into 3 and 4. Once you get 1 through 4 up and going, it invested into 5 to 7. And before you know it, you'll have all 7 systems built from your very first system. Does that make sense, Stephen and Emily?
Yeah, it does.
Nice. And so whatever you do, do not steal from your company time or money. It's almost like a new baby. You want to make sure you feed and nurture that baby health-wise properly, because if you don't, that's not good for the baby. Same thing is true with the business. Once you get the 7 systems, then you can take time away from the business. You can take more money away from the business, because the business has a solid foundation, if that makes sense. Any questions thus far?
No. To pick out a system, that would be a further action than which one would be first and so forth, correct?
Yeah. What we'll do is at the end of the review, based on the data on all the business X-ray, when we reviewed over it, based on what everything looks like, it looks like the best thing for you guys would be number 2, which is the business plan and coaching.
Sure.
But we can give you more information on that and what that looks like and those types of things. But it looks like based on everything here, that would be the best solution for you to be able to get where you want to go.
Yeah, yep.
The third question people will ask is they'll say, Mark, how do I build all 7 systems from if I don't have a lot of extra time and money? And again, you get that first one up and going, and then that will help you build the next 2. And then you get 1 and 2, and that helps you build 3 and 4. And then 1 through 4 helps you build 5 to 7. So that's going to be something that's very powerful. The fourth question people ask is they'll say, so Mark, do I have to build all these systems on my own? Do I have to reinvent the wheel? Do I have to build them on my own? The good news is you don't. The 3 that are highlighted are 3 that we will often build for our clients. And often it's going to be number 2 as the first one. Why is that? Because Action Vision, we're going into our 35th year. And there's literally millions of dollars, many millions of dollars that's been invested into Action Vision to build systems and tools that we can pass along to you, customize to you, that will help you accomplish a whole lot more in a lot less time. So actually, the other 6 systems, if you go on Action Vision, there's tools and systems in Action Vision system that will help you develop all 7 of the systems, if that makes sense. So, good. All right, let's go ahead and go down to phase 4. And so on phase 4, you'll see 2 numbers, and it's not the first number that makes a difference or the second, it's the difference between the 2. For example, on stress, you have a 5 and you'd like to be at a 3. So what that shows us, it's the difference between those 2 numbers. What it shows us is you have about 50, 60% more stress in your life than you'd like. Your life balance is a 7. You'd like to be at a 9. So you'd like to improve that by about 30%. Family, personal time, good. Personal discipline. You'd like to improve personal discipline by about 60%. Consistency, you'd like to improve that by about 100%. Think you're achieving about 50% of your potential. Spiritual, you think you're at a 5, you like to be at a 10, you're open for input. Marriage, looks like you're at a 7, like to be at a 10, improve that by about 60%. Good. So you have some really good numbers. There's things that you'd like to improve. So if you were to take the next step and go into Action Vision, where we develop a plan and then do coaching on that plan, it would go ahead and help you reduce your stress. It would help you improve your consistency. Because every plan is customized, it's customized specifically, uniquely for you. And so you could build into your plan spiritual if you wanted to. A lot of wives, they love because they get to go ahead and in the plans, they'll often have a date night. Like my wife and I, we've been married 41 years. We have 7 kids, 10 grandkids. And we've had a date night like every Friday night for as long as we both can remember. And that's because it was built into my Action Vision plan many, many years ago. So it's designed, not the Action Vision coaching system and business planning system is designed not only to help you make more money, work less hours, but it's designed to help you be successful in every area of your business and life. Make sense?
Yeah. Yep.
It help you in time management. It help you in follow through. Help you to stop, not procrastinate. It even help you in, how do you excite other people, motivate and inspire other people? How do you go ahead and not have negative guilt? How do you have confrontation? How do you handle that better? When should you have patience, and when is patience a good thing and a bad thing? How do you go ahead and put in a referral development system? Well, because it's customized, because Action Vision is customized specifically, uniquely for both of you, not only the business, but the family too, and the marriage too. It incorporates all of those things. Make sense?
It sure does. Yep.
Good. Emily, any questions you have?
No.
Okay, good. Let's go up to phase 1. On phase 1, you'll see that there's 4 colors. There's yellow, green, red, and blue. So you might be saying, Mark, I thought you said I did a great job on my business X-ray. I see a lot of yellow, a lot of green. I only see 1 red and no blue. What this further shows us, Stephen, is the reason your business is successful is because you work hard and you're good at what you do. This is measuring systems. And so the yellow means there's probably no systems. Green means there might be a system. Maybe it works. Maybe it doesn't. Definitely doesn't work without you. Red means that there's a system. It might work without you sometimes. What you want to do is move from yellow to green, green to red, and red to blue. When it's solid blue, that is when your business, and you look down to phase 4, it's almost solid blue. You need 1 more phase. Solid blue is when your business is worth the most, or you could sell it for the most amount, or you could just, have it run without you. Does that make sense?
It does. Yep.
Nice. So in dimension 1, you'll see it's called the pie dimension. There's 3 slices to the pie, or I like to call them 3 oil wells. And so oil 1 is current and past client, or oil 1 is referral partners. So these are other businesses that can refer business to you. This is very important. It's the weakest of the 3 oil wells for you. But if you were to go into Action Vision, we would help you build this out. The reason this is so important is the average person on the street, they know 250 people. The average business owner knows over 5,500 people. So if you bring value to other business owners, they bring value to you. As their business grows, your business grows. As your business grows, their business grows. Together, we truly can accomplish so much more than we ever could on our own. Oil well 2 is current and past clients, where you have 2 greens and a yellow. And prospects is where you did the best on, where you have a red, a green, and a yellow. So if you were to go into Action Vision, we'd build a plan to help you move all the yellow to green, all the green to red, and all the red to blue. Make sense?
Yeah. Yep.
In dimension 2, it's the same graph, but you look at it in a different way. Rather than a pie, you look at it as a target, where your center ring is going to be your in-person connection. Your middle ring is going to be your phone connection. Your outer ring is going to be mass outreach. This could be advertising. It could be TV, radio. It could be email. It could be direct mail. It could be, again, advertising in People's Exchange or something like that. It's reaching the masses. When we build all 3 of these tools into systems, then our business is much smoother. It's going to work a lot better. Make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Let's go ahead and stay in phase 1. Look down halfway down on the right-hand side of phase 1. You'll see test 1 and test 2. Do you see that?
Yep.
So in test 1, you test out as a driver personality as primary and an amiable second. You just go from the upper right to the lower left. In test 2, it flips. You go from the lower left to the upper right. Now, what does this mean? It means that you're a driver, amiable personality in both tests. And so one of your greatest strengths at times is going to be your drive, your assertiveness, you make things happen. One of your weaknesses at times is going to be your drive, your assertiveness, you make things happen. So our greatest strength is our greatest weakness, and our greatest weakness is just our greatest strength misapplied. It's taking a strength and carrying it too far. Now, what's unusual, Stephen, is they cross over. Normally, they don't do that. It's not bad. It's not good. It just is what it is. So you go down to the lower right, and so your secondary is amiable. So one of your greatest strengths at times is your concern, compassion for people. One of your weaknesses at times is your concern, compassion for people. So what makes you complex is you have the same personality I do. That's the upper right. That's the driver. So I'm pretty direct with people. Sometimes people think I'm a little harsh. My wife, on the other hand, she's amiable. And so people are going to think she's really nice. You've got both of those personalities in you, which is good, Stephen, but it makes you more complex. And so at times you're going to be like me, we're very direct and okay. But at other times you're going to be like my wife and very nice and supportive. So it's almost like you're when you're driving a horse, it's almost like you're getting the horse to go, but then holding back at the same time. And so it creates inner conflict for you, Stephen, and people around you. So the lower left, that's the amiable, and that's where often that's the nice, but often the amiable is taken advantage of. So there's times if you have employees, you're going to be too nice to them. There's times with customers, clients, there's times with customers you're going to be too nice to them. And when you are, that's probably going to frustrate Emily. But, she wants to be supportive, but she doesn't want to see you taking advantage and have her and the kids, pay the price because you're an employee or a customer is taking advantage of you. Does that make sense, Stephen?
It does. To put some input here, I know if I have an employee, I have a tendency to be too nice to them.
Yeah. Yep. So that's where coaching and systems will help to prevent that from happening, because the same principle is true with your kids. If you don't discipline your children, if you're too nice to them, they grow up to be entitled and spoiled. And the same thing is true with employees. Emily, any questions you have?
No.
Does this make sense to you or not so much?
Yeah, it does.
Good. All right, cool. All right. So let's just take a look at the big picture here. And so the goal is to move you from phase 1 to phase 4. Normally, it takes anywhere between 3 and 5 years to move between every phase. So to go from phase 1 to 4 or 5, where it's solid blue, often that will take somewhere between 15 and 25 years. Stephen, is that an acceptable time frame for you?
3 years?
Somewhere between 15 and 25 years.
Oh, rather not.
Right, good. No, we'd rather it not either. Sometimes people say, no, it's fine. I say, well, it's your business if you want to take that long. Our goal, Stephen and Emily, is to move you between each of the phases in somewhere between 6 months and a year. So our goal is to move you from phase 1 to 4 or 5 is somewhere between 2 and 4 years.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. And so there's different levels of action vision, and we'll get into that in a little bit. But before we do that, as promised, Stephen and Emily, we've gone over a lot of information in a very short period of time. What questions would you have for me? It could be on the 3 dimensions, the 9 major areas, the 7 systems, the 4 phases, your personality. It could be, what's your next step? What questions would you guys have for us today?
I don't personally have really any questions at this point.
Okay.
Emily actually went into the house to check on one of our kids. She'll be out again.
Okay.
He's not here now.
Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah,
when
I
she,
think we're.
yeah, when she comes back out, just let me know. And if she has any questions, we can go
Okay.
ahead
Yep.
and do that for sure. If you go to 5, um,
Page
if you go,
5,
yeah,
the action vision.
yeah, yep.
Got it.
So in 5, this kind of goes over what I had shared. And so, what you need is you need what's called a boss system, a business operating system. It's the engine that runs our business. So that's on page 1 of 5. So in 5, there's 6 different pages in kind of packet 5.
Uh-huh.
So in the first page, you'll see the business operating system there on the left hand side, boss, business operating system. So this is the engine that runs our business. We earn the money we earn, work the hours we work, have the stress life balance we do or don't have based on that engine. Make sense?
Yeah. Yep.
Cool. And so there are 5 components. There's 3 components to that engine. There's the DNA for business, people, and life. In the DNA for business, you'll see that there's 5 areas in every business, and you'll see that right below it where it says 5 areas for every business. Do you see that there?
Yep. I see it.
So it's marketing, pre-sale, sales, servicing, and client relationships for life. So we're only as strong as our smallest pipe. You said, your wow was 300,000. You actually might have 4 out of the 5 pipes at 300,000. But if one of them's at 200,000, you're only going to do 200,000. You're only as strong as your smallest pipe. Make sense?
Okay.
So what we
Not
wanted,
quite.
okay. So marketing is how do you generate more and better leads? That's area 1.
Yeah.
Area 2 is pre-sales. Once you get a lead, what do you do with that lead?
Uh-huh.
Area 3 is the sale. That's the yes or the no. Area 4 is servicing. How do you service the customers you bring in? And area 5 is client or relationships for life. How do you build lifelong, friendships, connections, relationships? So if you had 4 out of the 5 pipes at 300,000, but one of them, let's say pre-sales was only at 200,000, you're only going to do 200,000. You can't do like a chain is only as strong as its weakest link. Same thing is true here in business.
Uh-huh. Yep. Yep.
Gotcha. Okay. And then on the right hand side, you'll see ideally that's what you want your pipe to look like, where all 5 of those are in alignment.
Uh-huh.
Make sense?
Yeah. Yep.
Good. Is Emily back yet?
She is. She's here.
Hey, Emily, did you have any questions on the business X-ray? We finished that and kind of moved over to something else. Did you have any questions on anything we've covered up to this point, Emily?
No.
Okay. On page 2, all the kiddos are safe and okay?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Good. That's important. Okay, going to phase 2, on the upper left-hand side of phase 2, you'll see kind of often that's where our business is at. They're not all aligned. Everything to the left of the smallest pipe is extra cost. Everything to the right is lost profit opportunities.
Okay.
So what we want to do is bring them all into alignment. So you don't
Uh-huh.
have money you're wasting on things and you're not losing business opportunities. Extra cost, you may go ahead and get a bill for that. Know you're losing it. The lost profit, you'll never get a bill for lost business opportunities that you don't know.
Yeah. Yep.
Let's go down to page 3. On page 3, there's 3 steps to determine if or how we might be able to help people. So step 1 is to do an examination. that helps us to see things that we haven't seen before. And that's what you did with the business X-ray. So the business X-ray not only helps us, but helps you see, oh, these are some of the gaps in the business. Step 2 is solutions, and that helps us to think in a different way. And step 3 is implementation, and that helps us to do things. So it helps us to see, think, and do things differently. Make sense?
Yeah.
If individuals go forward with the business or with the action vision, which based on your X-ray, all the indications are that you would do really, really well in action vision. And so there's 2 parts to the action vision. There's one is the 12-month, it's a 1 to 4 year plan, depending on which level you go on. And so that's step 2, which is solutions. So we architect and engineer a plan to help you get to 300,000 or 500,000 or whatever you want to do in sales and business, and how many hours you want to work, how much time you want to have with your family, what do you want to do spiritually, all of those type of things. So that's the plan, and that's step 2, which is the solution. But a plan without coaching is hard for people to follow through with, because it's not just the plan, it's the coaching that's important. You need to have both of those. Does that make sense?
It sure does.
Yeah. So step 3 is individual coaching, and that helps us to implement. So if we develop a plan for somebody and we don't coach them, there'll be about 55% of the people who follow through with that. If we develop a plan and coach them, over 95% of the people will follow through.
Uh-huh.
So the implementation, so both of those, you want to have a plan, and then you want to go ahead and have follow through on that plan. So if we go to page 4, you'll see what's called the 530 solution grid. Again, that's the 5 areas of business. And within each of these 5 areas, there's 6 levels of proficiency. And so to get your business to run without you over a 1 to 4 year period of time, we help you go ahead and build proficiency in systems in each one of these different boxes and each one of these different areas. Make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. And then if you go to page 5, you'll see step 2. So step 1 is doing the business X-ray. Step 2 is the plan. And then if you go to page 6, you'll see the coaching is step 3. So these are 2 things. Step 2 and 3 happen at the same time, where we develop the 12-month plan, and then we start the coaching right away. Let's go to page 5, the plan. There are 3 major areas or types of plans. And then underneath each one, there's kind of sub actions. And so there's an individual plan. This is a business plan just for you. There's the leader plan, and this is for you plus employees or customers or vendors, you plus other people. Obviously, that's going to be more effective because there's more people. I mean, there's more systems and tools, and it's not just strengthening you, helping you get better, but helping you and everybody around you get better. The third is the executive base or the executive plan. This is going to be designed to help you accelerate it and have it happen sooner. And there's tools in there that help to clone you. And so those are the 3 different levels. So which one should you go with? It's hard to say. In an ideal world, you'd probably, based on your X-ray, you'd go with the leader basic or the executive basic, because that's going to give you the maximum power. So the individual is typically roughly about a 1 year plan. The leader is going to be a 2 year plan. And the executive is going to be a 4 year plan, 3 to 4 year plan. So actually, The executive basic is the one that gives you the most value, but there's a higher investment. So which one should you go with? Well, you and Emily would make that determination. It's just like having an engine. You don't want too big of an engine where you're paying more than what you need, but you don't want too small of an engine either. The bottom line for sure is any of these 12-month plans are going to be better than what you're doing now. And so you could start out and do, you could do a individual basic and do a 1-year plan. And then you could bump it up to, the leader, and you could do a 2-year plan. And then you could bump it up to the executive, and you could do a 4-year plan. You can do that. So again, you and Emily decide what's going to be the best for you on what your needs are. How fast do you want to do it? How much help do you want to do? And then obviously, what's your budget? What financially do you think? It's okay to stretch in business, to do things that are a stretch financially, but you don't want to do too much. It's really important. So you can kind of stretch yourself, but don't stretch yourself where it puts too much pressure on you or the family or your business as well. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Emily, any questions? Yeah, go ahead.
On the individual basic, would that include the vision action plus coaching?
This is just for the plan. The coaching, will show you that in just a minute. So this is just for the plan. None of these include the coaching. This is the 12-month plan with the tools and systems that come with it.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. Emily, any questions on this?
No.
Okay. On step 3, that's the coaching. So it's the same concept where there's the individual, leader, and executive. This is billed out on a monthly basis. You don't have to do the same thing. You could get an executive plan, so you could get a 4-year plan, or you could do the leader and get a 2-year plan. You could do that, and then you could do something different on the coaching. The coaching is billed out on a monthly basis, and you can go up and down. You're not locked into this. You can change it on a monthly basis. And so you have more flexibility. Obviously, the plan is the plan. So you want to go on the plan, you want to go with as high as you're able to go financially. Not too much, but you want to go as high as you can do, because that's a 1 to 4 year plan. On the coaching, you have more flexibility. A lot of times what people do is the first couple months, they'll go with a bit higher of a plan. And if that pays off really big, they stick with that, which it often does. Or if they get everything they want out of it, need out of it for the first couple months, then they'll lower it to a lower level plan, because you have flexibility in step 3, which is the coaching. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Gotcha. So as promised, we've gone over a lot of information in a very short period of time. So I know it can be a bit overwhelming. Emily, do you have any questions at all?
No, don't think so.
Okay. Stephen, any questions that you have?
I don't think so, no.
Okay. Emily, from a 1 to a 10 being the best or most interested, how would you rate your interest or your thoughts that this would really help not only Stephen, but help yourself too, help the family and the company? 1 to 10, how would you rate kind of your interest or your thoughts on how good it would be for you guys?
I don't know, maybe a 5.
Okay, good. And what do you like the most about it?
Probably just the outlook on bettering or making things better for business, family, whatever.
Right. Absolutely. Well, you're absolutely right there. It helped me when we had, all of our kids are growing and gone now. We have 10 grandkids, but when we had 7 kids and at home, the Action Vision, I mean, it helped me in my marriage. It helped me with the kids. It was really helpful. So I think you're right on there. Stephen, 1 to 10, how would you rate, how you think this would be of benefit to you, 10 being the highest?
If we follow through and make things work, I think it would be a 8 or a 9.
Nice. And Stephen, do you know that you will follow through if you go on it?
Yeah, that's the whole
Yeah, because
point,
I'll
right?
come and knock on your front door if you're not. No, I might. I don't know if I would. If you guys wanted me to, I could. No, you will follow through. We have over 95% of the people who start it that'll follow through. The implementation is it's amazing because it's customized specifically to you and it's a whole life plan. It incorporates your marriage and your kids and spiritual, anything you want, because it incorporates all of that into it's a whole life plan, and we're just really strong in follow through. You're going to follow through with what the plan is and what we go ahead and recommend, because we're going to be there with you each step of the way. Make sense?
It does. So if we would do more marketing, you don't do that marketing for us? We need to still get someone else to do it, or how does that work?
Yeah, good question. So what we do is we do coaching on it. So we would go ahead and help you. So sometimes our clients, we coach them on how to do it and they do it themselves. And then other times we will go ahead and recommend, they might know somebody and or we might recommend them to do somebody. So the coaching doesn't include that per se. Like, we're not actually going to do the work, but we're going to help you to figure out how to get that work done.
Uh-huh.
Good question. Other questions, Stephen?
No.
Okay. Emily, do you have any concerns in moving forward?
No, not really. I mean, kind of the financial part, maybe.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah. And that's totally legitimate for sure. Normally, people that go on Action Vision, they're looking at doubling their sales or doubling their income. So it's not a small investment, but the investment, you're not locked into anything long term. So you're not committed to anything. As it succeeds, you continue with it. Individuals, they have said that this is one of the best investments they've ever made into themselves and their business, because it's customized and it's a whole life plan. And we're there, every single week helping you to follow through and making sure you do the right actions in the right way over the right period of time. You're going to follow through. And when we do the right actions in the right way over the right period of time, Emily, we're going to produce the results. We just will. It's like farming. Like, if you do farming, in the right way over the right period of time, with the right things, if you're going to do those things, you're going to go ahead and see success. Same thing is true in this. Makes sense?
Yeah.
Cool. Stephen, do you have any concerns in moving forward?
Not necessarily. One thing that I didn't quite get my mind wrapped around yet, how are we going to produce more income with where we're at now? Are we going to be charging more? Are we going to be putting more through? And yeah, that I didn't quite wrap my mind around that yet.
Sure. That comes in the next part where we develop the plan and then do the coaching. So could be that it's proper to charge more. Well, if you charge more, you can't just charge more. You got to learn how to better sell or service, you've got to do something. You can't just raise your prices. So it might be raising your prices, and it might go ahead and be providing additional service or presenting that in a different way. It might be working more efficiently. It might be some combination of both of those. It might be, I think you had mentioned, if I remember correct, that you've had employees in the past that sometimes haven't worked as effectively as what you would like them to work.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that you and other people that are working for you are bringing on the right people in the right way. So it can be it's not a get rich quick type of thing. It's not like all of a sudden in a week everything's fixed. Business is hard work. It just is, not only physically, but mentally as well. And so it's working with you to make the right adjustments in your business, multiple different adjustments in multiple different places that's going to help you do what you want to do.
Uh-huh.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Questions?
No, nope.
Okay. What would you guys like our next step to be for you guys?
What is the next step for?
A lot of times people are like, there's always nervousness, and that's just part of the process. But it sounds like you both have concerns, but you both can see the value of doing this. And so, if you're both thumbs up, let's do this. The next step is determining which level you want to do the plan at and which level that you want to do the coaching. You could do that right now if you wanted to between the both of you, or if you wanted to, you could talk about it too. But it sounds like you both can see the value of this. Now it's just determining at which level you kind of do it at.
Okay.
So if you guys wanted to do that now and we could answer questions, kind of help you with it, or if you wanted to talk about it, that you can do that as well too. Whatever you both want to do, whatever you both feel comfortable doing is fine with us.
Yeah, Emily went in. One of the boys are screaming.
Yeah, no, I get it. So do you think you guys now could kind of decide which level you want to go forward, and we jump in and do that now? Or do you think that you guys need to talk about it?
I'm thinking we might talk about it.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. So we don't pressure people, unless people want us to pressure them, then we can't. But we don't. I mean, if people, you guys take whatever you guys time. When would you like to schedule a time to maybe answer more questions that you might have from the X-ray, and or discuss which level and kind of move forward which level you guys are thinking?
Will we be talking next week, or what's your thought?
For sure. Yeah, I would do it as fast as you can. Whatever that is, because it's the new year, so it's a perfect time to get started. And you have specific needs, and according to the X-ray, could be more, could be less, but according to the X-ray, you're losing 36,000 a week. So maybe it's not that much, but even to 10,000 a week, you don't want to do that. So I would do it as soon as you think, you guys can have a conversation. So if that's Monday or Tuesday, we can meet Monday or Tuesday for sure.
Yeah. What about even later tonight?
Yeah, we can do that for sure. What time are you thinking?
We might call you at 4.
Okay. That sounds good. That sounds great.
Do we do the Zoom call again?
Yeah, we can do the Zoom. We'll just jump on at 4:00 for sure.
Okay. Yeah. That way, then we can a little bit talk about it and decide
Yep.
and go
Yep.
from there.
Sounds good. Do you have my phone number?
What?
Let me give
Probably
that
wrote
to
it.
you. Yeah, let me give that to you. Can you write it down now?
I'm ready.
Okay. It's again Mark M-A-R-K Boersma, Boersma. And my number
Okay.
is 630-393-9909.
Got
And
it.
we'll plan on, we'll plan on getting back on Zoom here. Same thing. Everything will be the same at 4:00. What is that? In another hour, roughly. So we'll plan on talking at 4:00 and get everything up and going, answer any questions you have, and then get moving on it.
Okay.
All right. Sounds good, sir. We'll talk to you in an hour.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye. All right. Questions?
Good job.
No, that's awesome though.
I didn't know you could sell something to a horseman, but I'm going to really try you out next week, Mark.
Nice. Nice. Perfect. Sorry, you're on mute now.
With fry pies.
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure. We're getting that sale, girl. We're getting that sale's coming. Like, and he's going to go on a high level. And if he's not, I'm going to say, well, okay, you just want to go on the, you want to go on the leader. How about if we go and take you to the executive and you give me, I don't know, 150 fry pies a week? Like, I don't know. We'll do something of an exchange to get him to a higher level. Like, wow. But obviously, if I get that many, I'm going to have to play pickleball more frequently. Those fry pies, man, are those things good. Wow. Wow. So having you both on helps me a lot.
Good.
So
In what way?
it's the energy, it's you're learning, you're excited, you're just like, holy cow. And then losing or the other sales, not really losing them as much as they're getting put off a week, a month, a year.
I did get a call back today, though.
Nice.
Yeah.
So those, what they do, Nora, is when I just get ticked. I don't show it because it's not these people, but I get sharper in sales. Like you've been through a number of these, and I've done things on this one that I've never done on other ones.
What did you do different?
I moved. Go ahead.
You asked the question this time. I noticed you asked her the 1 to 10 on where she's at with going forward, and then what's holding her back or what's her biggest concern. Yeah. And even if they would back out, if we do that and get their biggest concern and stuff, then we can use that and try to get ahead of that.
Right. Did we get Mary's letter over to them? So that
Yeah.
might have helped too. Who knows? So you have multiple things. And so with me, like I get steel in my resolve. Like it's just like you don't say no to me. You just don't. You just don't. Like it hardens my resolve. It drives it to say, you're going to do business with me. It reminds me back when I was 24, 25, working my tail off, making $1 an hour. Man, was I ticked. And it's like, you're not going to go work in the zoo. You're not going to live in the zoo. You got to go ahead and do it. And there's something that snapped inside of me and said, you are going to work with me. You say you're going to work. You say you're going to refer business. You're not referring business. You're going to refer business. Because if you don't refer business to me, you're going to wish you had, because you have no idea who you're dealing with. Like someday you're going to want to do business with me. I'm going to be too successful and I won't be doing business with you. So there's something inside and it tightens things up and it moves things along and it gives me more fire, more touch. I did go ahead and miss number 3 on the 4, so I noticed that. Doing a Saturday, I don't know if I'd want to do one every week. I was thinking, boy, I wonder if I'd do 4. That's where we'd get the 5, because on Saturday, I don't know. Saturdays are just like they're more casual, and it's like I'm more, it's like, okay. And so that's crazy, that's crazy that. So I think, like my grandfather said, nothing's ever as good as it seems in life, and nothing's ever as bad. Oh, just a second. Hello, Mark Borsman. May I help you? Stephen again. Yes, sir. So okay. Hour later. Okay. You want to jump back on the Zoom? Okay. Yeah, well, I'll be there. We'll be there. Okay, sounds good. So that'll be interesting.
What's that?
So they're going to go ahead and jump back on right now. They didn't want to wait an hour. So we'll see what that means. So the key is to make sure you're in control of your emotions and feelings. You focus those into, it's not a matter of if I succeed, it's just a matter of when and how. So you're able to go ahead and focus and make fine tune. Like you say, okay, I'm going to fine tune this. I'm going to fine tune this. I'm going to get better here. I'm going to get better here. I'm going to do these things. And the combination of a number of different pieces. Hey, Stephen. Hey, Emily.
Yep.
All right. You're both back. Awesome.
Will this work for you?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm good. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
So did you guys know which level you were looking at, or did you have questions?
So if we go with anything, it's got to be the individual basic.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
That's what we can afford at this point, and that's what we have to do.
Yeah, not a problem. That one will serve you guys really well. So the 12-month plan to do that's customized is $1,980 to do the 12-month plan. On the coaching, you could do the $565 a month, but I would strongly recommend that you do the upgrade to number 2, the $895. The biggest difference between those two is the individual basic. You get one-on-one coaching once a month. There's group coaching that you participate in too. So you could do that every week, but it's not one-on-one. Where the individual upgrade, the $895 a month, that one you get coaching every single week. So it's not a lot more financially, but you get 4 times as much coaching with the number 2 as you do the number 1. So you could go with number 1 if you wanted to, the $565 a month. But I would recommend you do the $895 because you get 4 times as much coaching, one-on-one coaching.
You said the $595, the $565 is only once a month.
It's once a month, one-on-one coaching. There's group coaching sessions you can call into. So there's 3 types of coaching. There's that you get with the Action Vision. You get one-on-one coaching, and there's things you'll learn one-on-one you won't learn any other way. But then another type of coaching is group coaching, where you can jump on a group coaching call on a weekly basis, and you'll learn things in group coaching that you won't learn in one-on-one. So you do both of those together, and it's more effective. And then the third is there's online resources or printed resources, libraries that you can read or go through, or those type of things. So the coaching is amazing. If you do the number 1, you get one-on-one coaching. You get weekly coaching, group coaching on number 1. But one-on-one coaching, you only get once a month on the basic. On the upgrade, you get one-on-one every week. So you get 4 times as much coaching for not a lot more money. So you could still go with the basic, but I would recommend going with the upgrade because you get 4 times as much coaching.
Sure. Yep.
If that makes sense.
Is that Emily just asked, and we can change that then down the road? Is that correct?
Sure. Yep. You can change it. It's on a month by month basis. And so you can go up, you can go down. So you're not locked
Okay.
into that. Yep. That's correct.
Okay. We'll probably do the 2 then.
Okay. Super. So we'll get that with accounting. They'll go ahead and get the billing out to you guys. And then Nora will probably connect with you. She'll connect with you to schedule. Well, we could do that now, actually. When would be a good time next week to go ahead and meet with you guys to kick off the coaching and get everything up and going for you? You want Monday or Tuesday?
Emily's laughing.
Why is she laughing? I like when women laugh, though. That's a good sign. Why, Emily? Why are you laughing?
Let me a little bit run this through you, Mark.
Okay.
So our family is getting together to dress beef next Monday.
Nice.
Tuesday evening we got company here.
Okay.
Emily's gonna host them.
Okay.
Wednesday our family's getting together to butcher the beef.
Nice. Nice. Going to be a beef week next week.
I'm thinking maybe Friday, if anything.
That'll be fine. So we're going to start building your plan and getting everything in place. So there's a lot of things that we do that help to go ahead and that get the foundation in place and building your plan and all of that. And we've got all the information on the X-ray. So we'll actually get started building everything, your plan and everything, first of the week on Monday. So that if we want to meet on Friday, that would be on the Zoom call too. That would be fine. We can do that. Let's see here. We could either do noon on Friday, or we could do maybe 4 o'clock on Friday.
Noon on Friday, I prefer.
Okay, let's do noon on Friday. And that'll be roughly 15 minutes to a half an hour. The first session will be. But if you can get, I don't know, accounting, maybe I'll get that billing out to you today. If you can, will you be paying via check or credit card? Do you know?
By check.
Okay, that's fine. So what we'll do is we'll bill you for the 12-month plan, and then we bill you for the first month of coaching. So we'll put that together. And if you can just let us know, Nora may be able to slide by and pick that up from you, or you could send it. You can just check with Nora on that. So as soon as we get that, then
card. It doesn't matter. We can also do by card if.
Either way, yeah. Accounting will get that billed out to you, and then we'll get started on your 12-month plan, and we'll start getting everything ready for you. So we'll have good momentum by the time we talk on Friday. But you guys have a great time with your family, and we'll be working on our side for you guys. Again, congratulations. We're excited for both of you.
And then noon, is that 12 o'clock on Friday?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. Got it.
Yep. And if if either of you have any questions between now and then, if you guys have any questions between now and then, you can just give me a call anytime.
Okay.
So, anything else that Emily you have or Stephen you have?
No. No, I don't think so.
Congratulations. I'm excited for you guys. This is going to be a really, really fun adventure. And so appreciate you guys. You guys have a great weekend.
All right. Yep. Thank you.
All right. We'll see you. Bye-bye.
Nice. Hey, he doesn't have email though. So, I could call him and he could possibly just give me his card number if I give him a total, but then I could just take it out and drop his invoice and stuff off afterwards too sometime next week.
If you get the total, if you get the total, if you get the credit card, you get the credit card expiration date and then the code from the back of the card.
Okay.
Yep. So yeah, you're free to do both of those.
Good shot, you guys.
That's what
Cheers.
happens.
Now we're talking.
This is what happens. Like, this is what happens when you get momentum. Like, you lose one, you get two. You're like, you know what? Too bad for you.
Yeah, we're also getting Cletus.
Right.
By the way, are we still on recording?
We are. We are. But so if you're listening to the rebroadcast of this, if you study this and you start doing little pieces, like you break it down. So you notice that my presentation of the business X-ray review is right at 30 minutes. You probably were both like, dang, that guy good. Man, it's just, so it's 30 minutes. So you go and do the 30-minute, you go through the whole X-ray review in 30 minutes. Then what you do is you have 30 minutes to wrap it up and then to go ahead and do a presentation, address things. So 60 minutes. And it's even now, even with them jumping off, even now it's right about an hour. So the thing is really tight. And you'll have people that may go to the left or go to the right. You learn how to answer their questions tightly. And so when he says, well, how does that work? You say, well, it's in the plan and it's in the coaching. So the analytic, the mistake they make is they try to answer the question. Often when you answer the question, then they have 3 more questions. And then there's 6 more questions. And then there's more and more questions. So a lot of the stuff, they'll often try to get the coaching, they kind of do, where they want the answers before the coaching. And the answers come in the coaching because we don't have enough information to know now. So you answer the question, but the answer is often, you're going to get it in the coaching. So great work, ladies. Proud of you both. And then how do you take this and transfer it to other people? How do you both learn how to do this? That's the magic right there. Do you break it down into, 10-minute increments? I mean, so you get the first 10 minutes. Do you each do a 10-minute, break this down in the first 10 minutes? And then does Becky give the 10-minute review with Nora? And does Nora give the 10-minute review with Becky? And then you do, okay, we're going to really get the first 10 minutes down on Monday and Tuesday. And then Wednesday and Thursday, we're going to get the second 10 minutes. And then Friday and Saturday, we're going to get the third 10 minutes. And by next week, you guys are ready to do the, X-ray review.
I'm just gonna not say anything so it's not on recording. I'll say it afterwards.